Question: why should us men adapt to the modern day world when we know full well just how ruthless it is in the attempt to emasculate and weaken men? Real talk. That's exactly what the modern day world is trying to do to men. But yet, people are banging on about adapting to it. Nah, fam. Why should we adapt to this bullshit when we know full well within our mind and our heart that we are technically the head of women, thus ultimately making God the head of the marriage, right? So why should we adapt to this bullshit? Because technically speaking, those that are saying, oh well, we should adapt to it, you're doing a disservice by fooling a load of young boys and men out there into believing that being weak is actually in fact healthy. Being vulnerable is actually in fact healthy. Yeah, alright then. And where's that gotten most of you men, given today's day and age? And your marriages, or better yet, you women as well. Where's it gotten any of you women by displaying all of this? It's gotten you nowhere, hasn't it? Well, there you go then, problem solved. So, why even adapt to a system that's deliberately hell-bent on trying to destroy men when we can just build our own, right? It is what it is, even if it means remaining single for however many years upon a time until the patriarchy is put back and we are actually in fact ready in here to tie the knot once we know full well that our rights are actually in fact protected and that the government is actually taken out of the will. There it is. So, to any of you claiming that men should adapt to the modern day world, no, I don't think so. Because the modern day world, like I said, is deliberately trying to weaken men down. And what happens when men become weak? They attract toxic females. Or better yet, they attract toxic dynamics when involving the possibility of marriage. And this is why so many of us still to this day choose to remain walking away. We would rather remain walking away than get involved within the wrong type of relationship, or better yet, marriage dynamic that could potentially bend us over and shaft us later on. Real talk. Me, I find my intelligence and my independence much more important than to be wasting my precious valuable time on people that are deliberately hell-bent, like I said, on trying to destroy men and weaken men. I don't want no weak-ass, bitches for men within my life. Nah, fam. I don't care who you are, I'm going to keep on cutting you off one by one. Because like I said, the male is actually in fact the head of the woman, thus ultimately making God the head of the marriage and not the tails. But yet this world is deliberately trying to swap genders, where women are becoming more masculine and men are becoming more feminine. And is there any wonder, like I said, as to why there is a crash going on within the marital laws at the minute? Is there any wonder why there's a huge decline within childbirths at the minute? I would rather remain single, like I said, than a slave within the wrong type of relationship, like the vast majority out there are today. It is what it is. I value and appreciate my intelligence, right? along with independence. And I am not letting anyone with toxic approaches to life get in the way of that. You're either going to contribute to it, and all for the right reasons, or I'm going to keep cutting you all off one by one until you learn. Until you learn a valuable life lesson. So to you guys out there falling victim into believing this horseshit that you should adapt to the modern day world, don't listen to what these people are saying. In other words, they are trying to make you weak and remain weak. They don't want fighters. They don't want warriors, man. They sure as hell don't want men that take the law into their own hands in order to protect and provide those that are currently being wrongfully accused and demonified as well as marginalised and any of this. They don't want that. No, they just want this blue-pilled kind of pussified world, don't they? It's about time that you guys develop the strength and the courage to remain single, like I said, until everything is actually in fact fallen into place the way that it should be. Once again, i.e., man being the head of the woman, God being the head of marriage. Not woman being the head of man. And this is why we have the mess that we have, given today's day and age. This is why we have so many weak men today. Because they're unable to think and live for themselves. They would rather settle for anything that comes their way, rather than remain single. And there we have it. So, me personally, I would recommend that no guy adapts to the modern day world. My advice would be to adapt to the gospel word instead. Adapt to the gospel word, apply it to your lives, and sooner or later you will become the men that you were destined to become by default if you put in the work. It is what it is. So there we have it.